Hello, this is the Eastern Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Friday, November 4th. So key points to go over is we are looking at heavy snow likely above 6,500 feet in the Central Mountains and Eastern Highlands Friday into Saturday night. Accumulating snow is likely for the lower valleys and the Eastern Highlands as well. So that includes the communities of Soda Springs, Preston, Malad, Montpelier, Dregs, all those folks. And strong winds, once again, likely Friday night into Saturday evening with 50 mile per hour or greater wind gusts possible across the Snake Plain and possibly even into the Magic Valley. So looking at our satellite image today, we have basically just a moist plume of activity coming from the northwest that will be streaming into the region this afternoon. Our weather risk outlook, you see a lot of minor to moderate impacts expected across the region as this moisture works its way into the area, and that's a combination of the moisture and the winds as well. We will get a little bit of a break temporarily during the day on Sunday, but then we have another round of rain and snow that will be moving into the area Sunday night into Monday and then exiting the region again Tuesday. So our current watches and warnings as in effect as of Friday morning, we have a lot of winter storm warnings that are in effect generally above 6,500 feet. Below 6,500 feet down to, let's say, around 5,500 feet or so, we have winter weather advisories. And we then have wind advisories or high wind warnings in effect for much of the lower valleys. And don't fool yourself, even up in where we have our winter storm warnings, it'll be quite windy, and winter weather advisories, it'll be quite breezy, quite windy in those areas as well. So looking at our high temperatures today, we're going to start off cold this morning, but then rise up to the 30s and the low 40s late in the day. Snow amounts this morning for timing purposes. Not a whole lot going on this morning. Most of our snow will be starting to creep into the greater Stanley area this morning. And it's really this afternoon as we're starting to see the snow move through the Snake Plain and into the Eastern Highlands this afternoon is for the timing. The light snow may start off in the Snake Plain. It might start off as a little bit of light snow, but it will change over to rain as we go through the afternoon and into the evening across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. Snow amounts for the evening period, generally not too bad in the Eastern Highlands, looking at roughly about 1 to 3 inches this evening. But snow amounts will be starting to get a little bit heavier up in the Central Mountains as the big plume of moisture starts streaming into the region. As we look at the overnight hours, you see an additional 1 to 3, possibly some local amounts up high of 4 inches in the Eastern Highlands, and then an additional 2 to 3 inches up in Stanley. Once again, Sun Valley, maybe Ketchum, probably not see a ton of snow. Most of it will be above Ketchum, but there will be some quite heavy amounts moving into the region tonight and into the day on Saturday. So when looking at our wind gusts this evening, our winds are going to be picking up this afternoon with some gusts up to 25 to 35 miles per hour possible during the evening hours. And then our winds will start to really pick up overnight with gusts to 40 to 50 miles per hour possible in some portions. And then as we look at our high-low temperatures going into Saturday morning, you see generally the warmer temperatures creeping up into the Snake River Plain, but the warmer temperature air doesn't get into the Eastern Highlands until really about Saturday afternoon. So that'll give a lot of the lower communities in the Eastern Highlands a little bit more time to be in the cold air for more snow and not change over to the rain-snow mix. As we look at our high temperature forecast for Saturday, it will warm up eventually with highs generally in the upper 30s to lower to mid 40s across the region. This is looking at your snow amount forecast for Saturday morning. Once again, the Central Mountains are going to get the heaviest amounts of snow out of this, and our higher elevations in the eastern highlands will pick up quite a bit, and pretty much a steady snowfall in the lower elevations as well, especially across the eastern highland communities. Looking at our snow amounts Saturday afternoon, once again, now we finally start seeing the warm air moving into those valleys in the eastern highlands, but still very, very heavy snow falling now in the upper elevations of the eastern highlands, with some areas picking up 3 to 4 inches just Saturday afternoon. Snow will be starting to wind down in the central mountains, though, during the Saturday afternoon, and starts to wind down in the eastern highlands Saturday evening as well. And then here's looking at the snowfall amounts for Saturday night going into early Sunday morning. Snow starts tapering off. Wind gusts, looking at our peak wind forecast for Saturday morning. Once again, a lot of winds in the 40 to 50 miles per hour range. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see some areas peak up to 60 miles per hour as well, especially up in the upper Snake Plain, and might be even in the Pocatello area as well. Possible 55, 60 miles per hour winds late Friday night into Saturday morning as well. And then this is looking at our wind gusts for Saturday afternoon. Still quite breezy across a healthy portion of the region. And then this is looking at our wind gusts Saturday evening. Winds starting to die down gradually Saturday evening. And then as we go in the overnight hours, still a little breezy, but not nearly as windy as it is going to be during the day on Saturday. This is looking at your low temperature forecast for Saturday night going into Sunday morning. Most areas will be well below freezing, so any leftover water on the roads would potentially freeze up. So snow totals for this event, quite heavy, once again above 6,500 feet. There we're looking at snow amounts in excess of 8 inches at least. Some of the higher terrains could pick up well over a foot of snow with this. For elevations generally from 5,500 feet up to about 6,500 feet. A little bit lesser amounts, generally looking at a 3 to 8 inch range roughly. And then lower amounts for the Snake Plain, maybe closer to 1 inch to 2 inches up around Rexburg to Ashton, up in that area. So once again, we are looking for temperatures on Sunday to be generally in the 30s and 40s, and Sunday will be the quiet period. And then this looking at our snow amounts for Sunday, looks pretty quiet, but then once again, here comes the snow amounts racing back in Sunday night. Once again, looks like our snow levels are going to be sitting roughly above 5,000 feet Sunday night. And then this is looking into Monday. Once again, snow levels rising at this point closer to about 5,200 feet, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little slightly above 5,500 feet. But some accumulations are likely Sunday night into Monday, especially for the Island Park region. And then it will be breezy once again Sunday night and the Monday. This is looking at our wind gusts for Sunday night, and then our expected right now wind gusts Monday. Keep in mind that these are preliminary wind gusts, so those winds could indeed go higher than what we're showing right here. So just to summarize, it's going to be a busy weekend. Heavy snow likely above 6,500 feet in the Central Mountains and Eastern Highlands Friday into Saturday night. Those lower valleys, especially in the Eastern Highlands, will see accumulated snow as well. So road crews down by Preston, Montpelier, Soda Springs, Malad, be ready. You're going to be pretty busy. And then blowing and drifting snow will definitely be a concern in these areas as well. Strong winds will develop Friday night and a Saturday evening with 50 mile per hour or greater gusts possible across the Snake Plain and possibly into portions of the Magic Valley as well. So that concludes this morning's briefing, and if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Thanks.